Smoking blunts was a daily routine since 13. A chubby nigga on the scene. I used to have the tray deuce and the deuce in my bubble goose. Now I got the Mac in my knapsack, lounging black, smoking sacks up in axe and sidekicks with my sidekicks, rocking fly kicks. Honeys wanna chat, but all we wanna know is where the party at. And can I bring my gat? If not, I hope I don't get shot. Better throw my vest on my chest, cause niggas is a mess. It don't take nothing but front for me to start something. Bugging and bucking at niggas like I was duck hunting. Dumbing out just me and my crew, cause all we wanna do is bullshit, and we party, and 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 bullshit, and we party.
That's all y'all did. That's all y'all did. That is all y'all did. I was a terror since the public school era. Bathroom passes, cutting classes, squeezing asses. Smoking blunts was a daily routine since 13. A chubby nigga on the scene. I used to have a tray deuce and the deuce in my bubble goose. Now I got the Mac in the knapsack, lounging black, smoking sacks, up in axe. In sidekicks with my sidekicks, rocking fly kicks. Honeys want to chat, but all I want to know is where the party at. And can I bring my gat? If not, I hope I don't get shot. Better throw my vest on my chest, cause niggas is a mess. It don't take nothing but frontin' for me to start something. Bugging, barking, and niggas like I was duck hunting. Dumbing out, just me and my crew, cause all we do is party and bullshit. And party and bullshit. Biggie is my man. One of my favorite rappers of all time. Got the greatest flow I ever heard in my life. I have yet to hear somebody have a better flow than the Notorious B.I.G. And he died in 97. He was so ahead of his time in 2020, we can't find a better flow than the Notorious B.I.G. But that song was the epitome of his generation. The people before him in his generation are the generation that we're going to focus on today. Biggie was born in 1971 or 72, one of the two. Let me see, because I need to pinpoint his generation specifically because my parents are also in that generation. He was born in 1972. Pac must have been 71. May 21st, 1972, Notorious B.I.G. was born. He died March 9th, 1997 at the tender age of 24 going on 25. It's disgusting that he's dead. But party and bullshit. Let me see. So what, let's see, it's the baby boomers, because I'm going to get this, we're going to get this together. I told y'all I was coming back today. Didn't I tell y'all? Baby boomers are 1946 to 1964. And then I think it's Gen X. Generation X must be 1965. Let me see. Gen X is 1965. Here we go. Ooh, this is even better. The baby boomers and the Gen Xers were a bunch of partying bullshitters. Here's why. Born from 1946 to 1980, or sometimes listed as 1979. We'll stick with 1980. The baby boomers in Generation X did nothing but party and fucking bullshit. All I want to know is where the party at. They partied and bullshit Black Americans into what we are dealing with today in 2020, and you motherfuckers left us high and dry. Baby boomers and Generation X are from the years of 1946 to 1980, and y'all partied and bullshit us into a terrible, terrible, terrible situation. We are now at the mercy of a Joe Biden, Kamala Harris versus Trump and Pence. White supremacy mask off versus white supremacy mask on. That is what we're dealing with today because the generation of party and bullshit has failed us. So, with that being said, I want to read y'all some comments I had going back and forth with these type of people. A woman out of Oakland University. I can tell she's within that generation. I promise you. She has a daughter that looks like she's my age. So I promise you she's within that generation. Listen to her dialogue and listen to how people got mad at me. DJ MV Page on Facebook. He said, "Don't be so woke that tearing down a black woman is more important to you than re-electing a racist, sexist idiot." Joe Biden is a racist, sexist idiot, but nonetheless, they seem to think that Kamala Harris is the presidential candidate, which she tried and failed. I responded and said she refers to herself as Indian and Asian. I stand corrected on Asian. I thought I saw that. I screenshotted that. Hold on. I want to be accurate. Kamala Harris, Indian roots. Kamala Harris is Asian and black. Okay. So, yeah, I don't stand corrected. She did say that. And then recently the birth certificate was released and her mother listed her as Caucasian. So this woman, only time she used black is when it's for political or personal gain. She used herself as being black to get into an HBCU. She's currently using black to try and get us galvanized to vote for her to be vice president. She used black when she was trying to be the presidential candidate. And other than that, she just don't give a fuck about black people. She has said already she's not doing anything directly for us. But here we are. And what I also want y'all to understand a few things. We're going to start calling the baby boomers and Gen Xers the party and bullshit generation. And we can call them P&B if you want to. But anyway, one of these ladies, I'm not going to say their names because honestly, I don't know these people and I don't think it's necessary. She's also of the P&B generation, P&B generation. She's always said she's Jamaican and Indian. I have pictures to prove that she always said something mixed with her blackness. And of course she's Jamaican. Yeah, she said that. She said Jamaican and Indian. She also said Asian and Jamaican. So, whichever one it is. And her mom has white on her card. The Indian and Asian is the same thing, bro. What the ignore that one, because she didn't say that. Some stupid nigga said. And now, where is she? Here she is. Her name is. We're gonna call her Kay. Now, Kay said, "Oh, she deleted her comment." Kay deleted her comment on me. Oh man. Well, I responded to what Kay said. I said, "Although I don't like the current president, please explain to me how." So she must have said something along the lines of, "Oh." She said we're doomed. She said something along the lines of we're going to be doomed if we get another 4 years of the current president, and things are going to be much worse. So I said, "Although I don't like the current president, please explain to me how. How have we been doomed these last 4 years, and how much worse will it be?" Now, when I say that, right? Because a lot of people, they love to point to the pandemic. That's, they point to these past 4 or 5 months and not talk about the entire 4 years we've had the current president, President Trump. I'm not one of those people who's scared to just say what he is. He's the president of the United States, whether you feel like he's your president or not. If that makes you sleep better at night, go ahead and do your thing. You just being scared, you're running from white supremacy. I don't run from white supremacy. I face it head on. The current president of the United States is Donald Trump. Nonetheless, so I'm like, well, I've been watching the past, to be honest, if I'm being honest, I have been watching politics the past 12 years. Both Obama terms and this past 4 years have been my active. That's the only time I've been able to vote, to be completely honest, is during these past 12 years. So in the past 12 years, I have been paying attention to politics with a microscope. And what I seem to realize is a lot of these people threw in the towel. They don't pay attention to politics the way I pay attention to it. They're older than me, of course. They were the P&B generation is who I'm talking about. And we just need to just truly understand why they have this. They operate off fear and emotion, not logic, not facts. And let me explain to you the dialogue her and I had. Now, again, she deleted a lot of her comments. I'm going to just tell you what I said to her, and I can kind of stipulate. I've responded to people directly. I don't kind of go over these things. I don't know. She deleted her comments, but clearly she knew I was right. So she said, I said to her, you said doom. This sounds like the same old, same old. So she was saying how there's protests, there's anarchy in the streets, how he basically said that white supremacists was very fine people. He galvanized them and a whole bunch of normal white supremacist shit to me. See, that's the thing. Because I face white supremacy head on, I'm not surprised by some of these things. That's normal to me. Yes, he's in the highest position in the country, but that's how white supremacists operate. He's an open white supremacist. This is what you deal with when you let open white supremacy fester in the United States. Don't say shit about it. Don't argue about what's going on with these race soldiers. This shit continues to fester and fester and fester. And then when they open white supremacists getting the highest office of the land, because David Duke tried it, but now we got Donald Trump, who hide himself behind patriotism, which he does not have any, if we're going to be honest. He does not have any patriotism to America. He fronts like he does and caters to his base. I got to that point, but let me finish reading this. I said, you said doom. This sounds like the same old when it comes to the treatment of black people and their issues. He isn't special or unique in his treatment. That is a fact. Donald Trump is not special or unique with the benign and neglect policy for black people. Benign and neglect means do not acknowledge, do not co-sign, do not agree with the black plight in America. You just say, hey, vote for me. I'm going to make it better. Hey, I'm going to make it better is all you say to black people. And then when you get in office, you turn your back on them and you don't do shit. That is the benign and neglect policy. Our brother, Dr. Claude Anderson, talked about it. Our brother, Neely Fuller, talked about it. Now I ask, how will it get worse? These same groups existed under the last two presidents. That is a fact. That is a fact. White identity extremists, white supremacists, whatever group you want to call it, they've always existed, especially under these last two presidents. Where you see the murder rate spike up when it comes to race soldiers and racist attacks against black people, anti-black racism, you see that jump. That's been the highest it's been since Jim Crow. Here we are. New names, same agenda. You're blinded by emotion. It's time we vet our candidates out of education, not fear. And your very response is rooted in fear. Mike Brown and then those main protesters got murdered. Did the sitting president open up an investigation into that? That was an indictment against Barack Obama, who watched Trayvon Martin get killed, Tamir Rice get killed, Mike Brown get killed. All were racially murdered under President Obama. He opened up zero. He ordered his attorney general to open up zero investigations on any of those murders. So if Barack Obama, your Democratic Lord and Savior, did not open up any investigations against race soldiers and the racialized lynchings against us, how is that any different than what Trump is doing? He has opened up zero investigation against any race soldier. Obama caught out police officers for being jackasses for arresting a Supreme Court judge from going into his own house. Then he came out the next day and apologized for calling out race soldiers. How much different is that from Trump? It's worse if you ask me, because you bow down to racists. Then she said something about stuff making her angry, his policies, this, that, and the third. I responded, if this is the first president that's made you angry, then that's a different problem. Remember, she is a part of the baby boomer and Generation X generation, aka the party and bullshit generation, aka the generation that sat through Reagan, sat through George Bush, President Carter, Clinton, the second Bush, President Obama. And this is the first president that makes you mad? You never heard of Reaganomics? Reaganomics is the epitome of conservatism. They all aspire to be Reagan. Even Donald Trump aspires to be better than Reagan. That is the bar. You sat through that in the P&B generation, and you got the nerve to say this president makes you angry? This is the first time? He flies off at the mouth. He isn't well spoken like the previous presidents, so that's what makes y'all uncomfortable. Is y'all not accepting the truth when it's in your fucking face. It's in your face, and you don't want to face that truth because you're scared. Y'all the P&B generation, y'all did nothing but party and bullshit your youth away, and now you have to come and face the consequences because you were young enough, you were too damn, because you're young enough to face the consequences of your past actions. Now y'all sitting here talking about anybody but Trump. That was the problem. Y'all voted out of fear. And if we count back, y'all lost a whole lot of elections. George Bush the second, George Bush the first, Reagan. Hold on, we're going to run these presidents back. Trump, that's four. Let's go. We're going to, from 1946 to 1980, let's see who was the presidents during this time, because I'm going to show y'all how much y'all party and bullshit has helped us, because a lot of these presidents installed a lot of laws that are affecting us today, including crime bill in the 90s, because we're going to talk all the way up there too. So let's see, presidents of the United States. It says, it's going to bring up just Donald Trump. Let me see, presidents. Here we go. Chronological order. All right, here we go. So let's go back to 46. We're going to count how many of these motherfucking... Ooh, look at that. Y'all got Reagan. Y'all got Lyndon B. Johnson. Okay. So, so right after Kennedy was killed, y'all got Lyndon B. Johnson. He was the vice president at the time. Racist. Even though he wrote the most progressive laws, he was a 100% white supremacist. Let's see here. Then we got Richard Nixon, white supremacist, racist Republican. Gerald Ford, white supremacist, racist Republican. Jimmy Carter. Then we went Democrat. It got so bad for Jimmy Carter, they went ahead and swung right back to Ronald Reagan. We already know his get down. Then George H.W. Bush. Then Bill Clinton. Then George W. Bush. Then Barack Obama is when my generation was able to start voting. And then Donald Trump. And that's when Donald Trump is when my generation said, fuck y'all, we ain't voting no more. Trump, it's amazing how these things work out. Trump was born in 1946, which means he is right in the list of the start of the baby boomers. So he's a product of y'all generation, the party and bullshit generation. Isn't that something? Who else is the party and bullshit generation? Barack Obama. Let's see, where's George W. Bush from? He was born in 46, party and bullshit generation. Bill Clinton, he was born in 46, party and bullshit generation. I know H.W. Bush was born way before 46, and so was Reagan. Reagan was born in 1911. God damn, he was old. See what Jimmy Carter, 1924. And then these guys going back, it's going to only get older and older. But you get my drift. Kennedy was born in 1917. old motherfucker right there too. He dead, of course, but look, Eisenhower was born in the 1800s. Truman was born in the 1800s. Like, you know what I mean? Franklin D. Roosevelt was born in the 1800s. So it's, you know, it's clear where these presidents are coming from. I just read to y'all 1, 2, 3, 4 straight presidents born in the P&B generation. And the P&B generation is the problem today. So not only were y'all fucking off our future, the people that were in office is a part of your direct generation, we're also fucking off our future. Y'all are useless, man. Just absolutely useless. Absolutely useless. Y'all sat here and fucked our lives off. Y'all didn't give a fuck. Y'all were useless. And, you know, here we are. Not to mention, I want y'all to look at who these people's vice president was, because it's important you understand that. Let's see here. Where is Gerald Ford was the vice president for Richard Nixon's second term. And after Richard Nixon was in a heap of corruption, the party and bullshit generation decided to vote the motherfucker in as president right after that. Then Jimmy Carter, whose vice president was Walter Mondale, irrelevant. Here's a special one. Ronald Reagan, vice president, was George H.W. Bush. And then y'all voted George H.W. Bush in, whose vice president was Dan Qualley. Y'all know who Dan Qualley is? He's famous for that crazed Negro ad. Yeah, that's him. Bill Clinton, vice president, was Al Gore. Al Gore was set to win, but Al Gore ended up losing to George W. Bush in a Florida runoff. Dick Cheney came, but then, you know, he was fucking bitches and all types of shit, so they got his ass the fuck up out of here. Then useless Barack Obama. Now we have Donald Trump. Joe Biden is getting ready to run now. So, as you can see, the P&B generation just fucked it all off. Let me get into the details of what they fucked off. Since 1946, what major laws has plagued the black community? Let's tell y'all. There are major immigration laws, and then, of course, there's the major drug laws, and there's also the major crime bill. So, let's start with the crime bills. Signed by Joe Biden. Because I want y'all to understand the 94 one. Where's the 89 crime bill? That's the one I like. Because the 94 crime bill was the one that did the 3 strikes law. That was the 3 strikes law. I want the... Oh, yeah, and then the current president signed the First Step Act to kind of bio step, but y'all don't... Yeah, I like to be emotional. The 1984 crime bill. Yep, there it is. Also done by Joe Biden. It's called the Crime Control Act. What was the main purpose of the Comprehensive Crime Control Act? It basically, sections cover bail, sentencing reform, forfeiture of assets, insanity defense, penalties for drug law offenses, federal grants, and other assistance in areas of criminal justice. So, the Sentencing Reform Act of 1984 is what basically had a sentencing structure where you had to do 80% of your sentence. That is also Joe Biden's bill. Also, there's mandatory minimums as well with that crime bill. So that's Joe Biden's 84 crime bill. Then 10 years later, he said, I got something better, y'all. I got the 84 crime bill on steroids. Violent Crime Control Act. This is where these laws come in, and now you can start roping other people in. So here it is. It says it's dealing with the crimes in law enforcement. It became law in 1994. It is the largest crime bill in the history of the United States and consisted of 356 pages that provided 100,000 new police officers, $9.7 billion in funding for the prisons, and $6.1 billion for funding for prevention programs, which were designed with significant input from experienced police officers. That $6.1 billion got squandered. Anyway. Now, it says, following the 101 California street shootings, the 1993 Waco siege, and other high-profile instances of violent crime, the act expanded federal law in several ways, one of which noted sanctions was that the federal assault weapon ban. Other parts of the act provided for greatly expanded federal death penalty, new classes of individuals banned from possessing firearms, and a variety of new crime-defining statutes related to the immigration law, hate crimes, sex crimes, and gang-related crimes. Not mob, but gang-related crimes, because they tried to purposely do this to black people. The good part is it did have a registry for sexual offenders. That's actually good. Not mad at that one. But the fact is, those two are laws written by Joe Biden, swooped and passed before I was born and when I was 4 years old. P&B Generation, good job. Congratulations, P&B Generation. Y'all fucked the money off. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't alive during it, so I can't give y'all a detailed account based on realistic experience, but I'm alive today, and I see the effects of those crime bills. So I can easily be just written off as, yo, man, you Monday morning quarterbacking. Nobody knew what that was about. People was for that, man. We was tired of all the drugs in the community. We was tired of the violence in the community. We was tired of this. Tired of that. Well, here we are today, and y'all don't seem to be tired of it because y'all are supporting the people who put those laws into place. Y'all seem to not be tired of it because, how many of y'all are advocating for the First Step Act? Y'all can't even say, hey, I don't like this president, but the First Step Act is a good first step to abolishing those laws, to restructuring those laws, because I don't think we need to get rid of the entirety of those laws. We need to restructure them, though. But as y'all can see, the sentencing for crack cocaine compared to powder cocaine is 3 times the difference. So if I had crack cocaine, I got 3 years. If I had powder cocaine, probably get probation. You see what I'm saying? Where was crack cocaine most likely found at? See, you don't have, this is what y'all don't understand. Yeah, this is what people that try and act like racism and racial targeting don't exist. They like to play these little games. There's no laws that specifically say black people get more time. Well, the proof is in the data. Let's talk about the data. If we're going to bring up the data, let's bring up the data. The proof is in the data. What you do is, you don't specifically say, hey, we're going to go ahead and lock these niggas up. For one, you make these mandatory sentencing, right? And then you give sentencing guidelines. You say which is more likely in certain communities, in these, they like to say brown, poor communities, whatever you want to fucking say. What are the black people doing and how do we stop it? Oh, the black people aren't sniffing cocaine, they smoking crack. All right. Here's how we're going to do the sentencing guidelines. If you have crack cocaine, minimum sentence of 5 years. You got powder cocaine, up to a year, including a year of probation. So that way, everyone gets punished, but we can really fill up those prisons with those people. What's the correlation between those ones that get suspended and kicked out of school and them going to jail? Ooh, it's a direct correlation, actually. That school to prison pipeline is expeditious. We can get them there faster, too, because if we hurry up and get them out of school, the faster we get out of school, the faster we get them in jail. You see what I'm saying? So we get them out of school. They don't go to education. The education can't get them any money. So if they can't get any money, they're going to resort to crime, and then that's how we get them. They resort to crime. We make sure all their crimes have a minimum sentence of X amount of years, and we can get a lot of money out of this. I like that. Yeah, let's do that. All y'all investing in private prisons because we about to have these bitches popping. Give me 10 years. From 84 to 94, look up the motherfucking jail rate. Give me another 10 years. From 94 to 2004, look at the goddamn jail rate. That is y'all homework. Look up the jail rate from 84 to 94 and then from 94 to 2004. Just 10 years apiece. Give me a 20-year gap. Just tell me. Tell me. That's what I want y'all to do. If you listen to the episode, tell me. What's the jail rate? What's the sentencing guidelines? Tell me. So, to the party and bullshit generation, you guys are useless. You guys are absolutely atrocious. You guys owe us your blind loyalty. Sit the fuck down. Let us handle it from here. Shut up. We are not seeking y'all for counsel if you're not already qualified. If you're not cut from the Jason Blacks, the Professor Black Truths, the Tariq Nasheed, the Vicky Diller cloth. If you're not cut from that cloth, we ain't fucking hearing it. Shut up. We doing better than y'all. We got reparations on the table for real this time. We giving these people the support that they should have gotten from y'all old dusty, tired out, partying bullshit asses. So now they're going to have to pass us the baton and we're going to have to carry this thing going because I know we ain't going to get reparations this election. I know for a fact we not. But we're going to keep beating that drum until we knock that goddamn house down. And we're going to get what's owed to us. So it's either get down or lay down. Make a choice. Because we're going to get ours. That's a fact. We're going to get ours. Hopefully y'all stay alive long enough to get a piece of the pie. Maybe I should have fought longer. So by the time we came around, we all be getting right. Who knows? I appreciate y'all listening this week, man. I told y'all, as promised, I was giving y'all 2 episodes. New podcast is coming. New podcast is coming. New podcast is coming. The PPM podcast. I told y'all, proper P management is coming. I'll give y'all a date. Proper P management on Instagram. It's most likely going to be like that on the major platforms, things like that. I'm going to actually run the episodes through YouTube as well. I'm going to do like a video component to it where I'm going to be taking phone calls, reading emails, things of that nature. So we're going to have that one going to be real fly, real smooth. It's going to be about how you know, it's going to be putting you up on game. I'll just say that. So I appreciate y'all listening and, stop the partying and bullshit. Let's get to work. All right. P&B Generation, sit your asses down and watch us work. We got us. Don't worry.